Now let's create a project to know more about variables. So I've already created a project called no underscore variable, but I'm going to show you how to create one like this. So go to the file and new project, or you can use the short keys as available for you. Or you can again click on this yellow button here to create a new project. So file, new project, and then under the categories, choose the Java with Maven, and under the projects, choose the very first one, Java application, and then press on next, and then choose the project location. And here you can change the project name to no underscore variable, and then you can put the version as you wish. Okay, usually you can put just a version 1 if you are, or you can just keep the default one. So I already have created the project no under variable, so I'm not going to create that one, but I want to just show you how to create that one. Okay, so here we are with the project which is created and a class name called no underscore variable.java. As I said, I'm going to explain a lot of things that might seem a mystery to us for now. We're going to start with the line 11, which is the main method, and we're going to start right inside the body of this method, where this curly brace starts and the curly brace ends. So as we said, we're going to create or know more about variables. So I'm going to define some type of what we call primitive variables in Java. I'm going to start with an integer. As you remember, integers stand for a numeric integer value, int, that stands for integer. So let's create an integer called the number 1, and let's assign a value such as 5 to this number. So to create a variable in Java, first we need to specify the type of the variable, which in this case is an integer. Then after in space we write the name of the variable, which in this case is number 1. And then on the right side of this equal sign, we have the actual value that will be assigned to this number 1. So the equal sign here is an assignment operator. So we are assigning number 5 to this variable number 1. Now I'm going to create another variable, this time from the type double, and I'm going to call it number 2. Number 2. And I'm going to assign number 10.0 to this variable. Now I'm going to create another variable, float, call it number 3, and I'm going to assign number 15 to this number. I put an F after the number to specify that this number is a float. So that's required here in order to understand and letting Java that this is a float number. There are some other variable types that we have not discussed yet, but that's a time to learn about them. For example, if you want to store a character, then char or char or character will be a variable type. So, and it's going to store only one character. It can be a numeric character such as numbers 1, 2, or digits 1, 2, 3 to 9, and then also 0, or it can be any alphabetic character, or maybe some other special characters such as dots or an @ sign or some other characters that are available in keyboards. So character, let's call it for example ch. That's the name of the variable that I gave to this variable. And now I'm going to assign a character to this ch. Let's say assign letter A to the character ch. So as you see, I surrounded the letter A inside as two single quotes. That's how we are defining in character. So unlike the numeric values that you see, there are just pure numbers without inclusion or surrounding them by single quotes. Characters are known by surrounding them by with a single quote. So here the letter A will be assigned to the character ch. So ch is the name of the variable, char is the type of the variable, and A is the value that the ch keeps or stores. Let's define yet another variable, which is from the type boolean, and I'm going to call it truth, and let's assign the value true to that variable. Booleans can store only two possible values, true or false. And so that's what we call it, like the boolean values. So that's going to be logical expressions if something's true or false. So we're going to store that values. So I call the name of the variable truth, and here assign the value truth to that variable. Also, I can create another variable of type boolean, and this time I'm going to assign a false value to that variable. For example, f, and I'm going to assign false to that variable f. And as you see here, these words here are all in sort of like a blue color. That means that they are reserved keywords. So you cannot create a variable that has the name false or true or boolean or a character or float or something else. As you see here, they are in the blue color. I'm using the default theme of like the NetBeans ID, Apache NetBeans ID. So if you use like the other theme, the colors for the reserved keyword might be different. So, but in general, we cannot use reserved keyboard as identifiers. And what was identifier? These are the names. For example, name of variables, name of methods, or name of classes. As we're going to learn about the like the methods and classes later. But for now, we know that these number 1, number 2, number 3, ch, truth, and f, all of them are identifiers, or in other words, they are identifying the name of the variables. And again, on the left side, we have the type of the variable they're going to store. And on the right side, after the equal sign, we have the values that these variables store. For characters, we need to put them inside a single code. For Boolean values, we only have two possible variables. We have only two possible values, which are true or false.